Hi, I'm Blisy.
Hey, if you enjoy the video, consider clicking like, subscribe, bell notification, and the join button. Becoming a channel member is only $4.99 a month. It really helps me out, and you get a bunch of perks like these badges for how long you've been a member for. You get these emojis for my live stream chats, and you get access to my videos when I upload them instead of when I release them. So thanks so much, and enjoy the video. Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to get a shiny starter in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. This only applies to Ruby and Sapphire. It doesn't work in Emerald, and it doesn't work in Fire Red and Leaf Green. If you want to do Fire Red and Leaf Green, I have a good video on it, so please consider checking that out. And if you want to do it on Emerald, Pokemon Trainer Choppy on YouTube has a really good video on how to do it on Emerald. With that being said, let's get underway. In-game, you don't need to have anything set up. Out of game, you have to do a few different things. So you're going to need two programs. One is Eon Timer, and the other one is Pokefinder. So, I prefer Eon Timer 3.0 by Dylan Meadows, but if you want to use some of the older versions, that's fine if that's just what you're used to. In Eon Timer, click the settings cog, and there'll be like a little preferences thing that opens up. Click Timer, and if you're on a Nintendo DS like I am, click NDS-GBA mode for the console. If you're on a regular GBA or a Game Boy player, use that. Use the GBA mode, and that's all you got to do in Eon Timer. Oh, I would also make sure the calibration is 0 and the pre-timer is 5,000. In Pokefinder, you're going to click two things. You're going to click Gen 3 Stationary, and you're going to click TID SID and open them both up. In the Gen 3 Stationary tab, what you're going to do for the seed, type 5A0. For method, leave it at 1, starting frame 1, max results 100,000, that's fine. TID SID, let me just set them both to 0 for now. And then you can hit Generate. So, what we're going to do is pick from a list of all of these spreads. See, the way the RNG works in Ruby and Sapphire is that from a soft reset, it will always be the same if your internal battery is dead. So that's how we're going to do this. If you have a live internal battery, it's not going to work. And you know which one is, if it's dead or not, because this battery, this message will play. It says the internal battery is run dry. The game can be played, however, clock-based events won't occur. So if you have that message, this works for you. If you don't have that message, you either have to wait for it to die or remove the battery yourself. Now, since everything will always be the same in terms of timing, we can just know what spread's going to generate, and we can generate a trainer ID and secret ID that's going to make it shiny. So you could just search around for ones that you'd like. I'll be searching for a 31 attack and adamant nature. And you can use this filters section here to kind of sort your preferences. Don't click shiny only. It won't work yet, I promise, okay? Do not click that yet. And hit generate. So we'll get a bunch of options thrown our way. You're going to want a, not too low of a frame basically, but like 1000 is pretty low. You could go a little bit lower if you want, but I wouldn't go much lower than that. I'll be aiming for frame 7661. It's adamant with 31 attack, 31 defense, and 31 speed. So it's a pretty good spread. It's only a 2-minute wait. So on this frame, you're going to be making it shiny. So you hover the PID section and you control C it. Then in the Gen 3 TID SID thing, click Gen 3 Ruby Sapphire and make sure the battery is dead here. Check the PID box, paste your PID there, and hit search. And it will show you several different frames that will make this frame shiny. I'll be aiming for this one right here, 7660. Now, you don't actually just put 7660 in Eon Timer. You have to subtract 75 from it. And that's because it takes 75 frames from the last dialog box. So subtracting 75 from it is 7585. Now what you do is start Eon Timer, and when the counter ends, you soft reset. So you soft reset there, you do, I like to hold BA and select at once, and then I hit start. And now you just get through the intro as fast as possible, and you want to get to the last dialog box in the intro. I like to pick for the frame, for the trainer ID, secret ID, I like to pick a pretty high frame. You don't want to do anything too low, because then you'll have trouble getting through the intro on time. And so you just want to get to the final dialog box. Alright, this is the last dialog box, and you're just going to hit A when the timer ends on this dialog box, and your character will shrink down. Okay, so when this timer ends, you just hit A. And you're going to check what trainer ID and secret ID that you've hit. You can't know for sure the secret ID you've hit, but you'll see what I mean. So let's see. So I hit 61785. So what we do is go into the TID section of Pokefinder, uncheck so the PID box is checked, uncheck it, check the TID box, and type 61785 and hit search. So I hit 7654 when I was aiming for 7660. So what I'm going to do is subtract 75 from this. So I'll type in a calculator, 7654 minus 75. So copy that new value into the frame hit box of EonTimer. So I've hit 7579 effectively, because that is the frame that I actually hit, minus 75. And then click update. And then just do another attempt. I will save you guys the second timer. So I'll just do a pause here. Alright, so my timer is almost done. And we try again. And it will take likely a few attempts to get the trainer ID and secret ID you want, right? I've done this a lot of times, and it can still take me, 5 to 10 attempts. And so for a new person, I wouldn't sweat it if you don't get your desired ID immediately. So I've hit it now on my second attempt, which is nice. And just to be safe, what you can do is uncheck the PID box and type 14002 and hit search. Now you get two pieces of information here, right? You were aiming for this frame. There's no other 14002s nearby at all. And also, this tells you what the secret ID of this trainer ID is. So while we're playing through the intro, what we're going to do is type 14002 in the TID box and 29131 in the SID box and hit generate. And there you can see this frame is shiny now. We can also undo all of these filters. So undo this, undo the adamant nature, and check shiny only. And we can see all of our shiny frames. So there are some earlier than this adamant one, and there are some later. Yeah. And now we just have to play through the intro until we get up to the starter. You don't have to do anything special here. So once you are in front of the bag, you can just save. And now we're going to attempt getting a shiny starter. So first things first, set the calibration to 0 again. Your target frame can be any one of these. I like this adamant frame, but it is quite a long wait, so I'll actually shift focus to this new frame. Again, you can pick any one of these that you want. So, alright. So, Control-C this frame and paste it as the target frame in EonTimer with a pre-timer of 3000. Then, what you can do in Pokefinder is nice, is right-click the frame. Actually, what you should do first is uncheck this and generate, because You're gonna have to find it yourself. It was 23141. Oh, was it not? 21. There it is. Okay. So once you find your frame again, right-click it, click Set Target Frame, then click Center to plus minus 5 seconds is the target frame. So now it will show you this is your target frame, and it's got like, you know, plus minus however many frames there are here. And once that's all set up, you're going to just hit Start and Soft Reset, just like we did for the trainer ID. And just get to the starters as quickly as possible. Hover over the starter that you want and wait at the dialog prompt. When the timer runs, counts down, you can just hit yes to receive the starter, and hopefully it'll be sent out shiny. And if it's not, we can do some deduction to figure out what it could be. So again, don't expect it to be first try or anything like that. So what we can do is go in and check its summary. So it's lax nature, and then you can take a look at the stats. So first of all, see how many lax natures are nearby what you're aiming for. Not a lot, not a lot. Now in addition to this, you can open up a stat calculator. It won't be super helpful, but you can reduce it to some degree. Pokefinder has a built-in stat calculator, and you can just input the stats to see what they potentially are, to see if they line up with what you're aiming for. So again, it's a very big range, but it's really useful because it says, look, HP has to be 0 through 19 for this lax frame. Okay, that fits. Attack has to be 20 through 31, that fits. 0 through 19 for defense, that fits. 0 through 19, again, that fits. 0 through 31 for special defense, that fits. And so all of these fit. I would say it is safe to assume that this is the lax frame that I hit. So what you can do in Eon Timer is just type what you've hit. So 2136. You can click update there, and you can just give it another whirl. In addition to this, another thing that is useful is setting the gender ratio. So you can set the gender ratio for Mudkip. It's 87, or all the starters are 87.5, and you can hit generate again, and it'll show you what the genders are supposed to be. So if you hit a female frame that is way more easy to identify, you'll get less false positives. Okay, let's see what we got. A lonely frame. It looks like this might be the too early here. It's male. When you're this close, you also don't have to do adjustments, right? I could type lonely. Like, I could type this is the frame that I hit again. Or I could just try again. I like to just try again. When you're 2 frames off, you don't have to do any adjustments. Like, you could just leave the calibration at 0 if you wanted, right? If you were 2 frames late. I think it's probably the lonely one again, isn't it? Same HP stat. Okay. So I'll type that I hit too early in. 2132. It'll just set it to 0. It's fine. And see, that actually shows the danger of, like, over-calibrating. Because the thing is, 1 frame is roughly 1/60th of a second. That's pretty precise, you know? And so adjusting every time you get 1 frame off or 2 frames off, it's not really something you should do unless you are 1 frame or 2 frames off like 3 to 4 times in a row or something like that. And there you go, a shiny starter. Hope this video was helpful to you all. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Hey, this is going to be just a quick little fun bonus meme. If you want to get a shiny pooch for some reason, the way it works is simply that it is going to be 138 frames after your starter is generated. So if you actually want to get this, what you can do is look for your shiny frame that you're aiming for. So again, I'm aiming for 2134, and subtract 138 for it. So just aim for a starter on frame 138 frames before your shiny frame. So mine would be 1996, and then see how it goes. And the way that works is, again, because Poochyena is generated 138 frames after the starter. So you pick the starter, and then 138 frames will pass. And your starter won't be shiny, but the pooch will. And it's going to be kind of hard to tell, because the pooch is, the only way you can identify the pooch is via the gender. But you can also use what frame the mudkip or whatever that you've hit is going to be in order to determine that. Also, if you wanted to do it in Emerald, if you knew your shiny frame, the Zigzagoon is 145 frames after. Okay, so it's a male pooch. The mudkip, let's see. So the mudkip is docile. It looks like I was 1 frame late, so we can just give it another whirl. You can use a stat calculator, again, to determine what frame you've actually hit with the mudkip. And if you really want, you can use the gender for the pooch to determine it. I'm not going to do either. I'm not going to be too precise with this. I think I was late again. Oh, nope, there it is. So there you go. A shiny pooch. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that little bonus meme. Thank you guys for watching. See you next video. This is the part of the video where I thank all of my YouTube channel members and all of my Twitch subscribers. If you want to consider supporting me directly, click the join button down below. It's only $1.99 a month at minimum for YouTube membership. You get access to my videos early and a special chat with me. And same thing goes for my Twitch subscriptions. You could do it for $4.99 a month or use your Prime. And right now in September, it's a discounted price. I want to do a big shout out to Jesse Mizuka, Cardboard Box, and Real Chroma as the Blissed God member tiered. Thank you guys very much, and I'll see you next time.